Hello there, welcome, come on in, or actually rather should I say come out, as in outside, because we are going to be crafting together in the great outdoors in this episode of Coffee and Crafting with the Cocky Crocheter. As you can see here, this is very different from my previous episodes where I'm always inside, because today I decided to take my crafting to one of my favorite locations, which is Martin Park Nature Center here in Oklahoma City. This park is really beautiful. It's one of my favorite places to crochet when I go outside because it's got some beautiful trails. It's got some lovely tree cover, lots and lots of trees. It's just so beautiful. They've got some great water features as well, lots of great wildlife. I know that I oftentimes will spot deer and squirrels and rabbits and all kinds of things here. And I just thought it would be a great time to show you one of my favorite spots to get cozy and crochet, but that's not just indoor. Another big reason I decided to do this outdoors is because nature oftentimes is where I find a lot of inspiration for some of my designs. And today I'm going to be working on one that is inspired by kind of like the natural rhythm and waves of water. And the spot that I chose to work at is one of my favorite spots in the park because I am overlooking this kind of like ridge cliff thing, and there's a little bit of kind of like a running stream that you're going to get to see. And so as I'm kind of, observing nature around me and observing the water and just feeling the vibes around me, I'm going to use that as further inspiration as I craft something that is inspired by nature itself. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this camera flipped around and we're going to get crafting together. So before I get started, I just kind of wanted to show you the view I'm working with. So we've got this overlook with that stream right there. And so this is going to be my view as we craft together. All right, now that I've shown you the view, I'm gonna go ahead and get set up. I've got my coffee right there for me. I'm gonna go ahead and get seated and kind of show you what it is that I'm working on. So you can see here that I tried out some ribbing. This is eventually going to be the waistband of a pair of shorts I'm designing, but unfortunately, part of trial and error is error, and these are not quite the size that I need them to be. So I'm going to be starting this over based on some new calculations that I did. So I'm just going to kind of set that aside. And then I've got my hook and my yarn, and I'm ready to go ahead and get started. I know that normally I would start these crafting sessions with a candle and some sort of inspirational things just to kind of keep me, inspired. But since we are outdoors and we're in nature, I'm just letting nature be the natural inspiration. And I don't need a candle because I've got the sense of the woods all around me. And speaking of being inspired by nature, one of the reasons I'm loving working on this shorts pattern in particular outside by some water is because if you've been following me, you'll know that I recently designed a collection of tank tops. And with each tank top, I also decided to design a corresponding pair of shorts. And I've already worked on the Dreamweaver shorts for the first tank top, the Dreamweaver tank top. So this one is going to be the pair of Wave Strider shorts to go with the Wave Strider tank top. And one of the things that inspired me when I designed that tank top and consequently these shorts is how waves are such a huge part of nature. One of the most popular places we see waves is, of course, in water. And that's why I'm choosing to work where I can overlook a water feature here. I can see the wind blowing across the surface, creating those nice ripples. But then also we can think of, like ocean waves, water lapping up against the beach if you live by a lake, the way a babbling brook sounds when it's coursing over some nice pebbles or rocks, or even a fountain and the kind of tinkling dance and music that's played as the water splashes on itself. And I wanted to use that water idea as part of the inspiration for the waves of these shorts. Hence why the choice of this beautiful blue color. So the story about this blue yarn is that I first saw it at the DFW Fiberfest when I went to the Twisted Ambitions booth. Twisted Ambitions is, of course, owned and operated by Ross, who is a very, very wonderful guy who hand dyes all of his yarn. And typically, he leans more into those very bright, vibrant colors, which are beautiful, but they're not my own personal style. However, I did see that he made this colorway, which he calls Limnos, and I thought, these deep, beautiful jewel blue tones and turquoises and light blues, and even kind of like that splash of kind of like those greenish colors reminded me of like a beautiful lagoon or like the Caribbean. And I thought, oh my God, that is the colorway that I have to use to make my Wave Strider shorts. So I bought a couple of skeins, and now I'm getting to use them to actually make them. And they're coming out so pretty. Okay, so I know that this is the small sample, and I know that this didn't meet the measurements I needed, but you can see here how the yarn is working up and just how the dark and the light colors pool, and it almost looks like how light reflects on the waves of water. Oh my God, it's just so beautiful, so perfect for this. So speaking of nature and inspiration, I have a question for you all. And the question is, what is something in nature that you derive a lot of inspiration from, pleasure, peace, happiness, any kind of positive emotions? I just want to know. And you can just think about that. Or if you would like to, you can feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you find inspiring in nature. You don't necessarily have to be an outdoorsy person to love things in nature. You could, for instance, be a friend of mine. They lived in California and were like, right outside the classroom that I taught in, you could see in the distance the view of the mountains. And I was like, that sounds truly awe-inspiring. Living here in Oklahoma, we don't really have a lot of mountain views. But we do have quite a lot of trees. And so for me, that's what inspires me about nature, is seeing all the trees. So I love seeing forests and copses of trees and this park that's covered in trees. It's just, super beautiful. As you're thinking about that, I'm going to take a little coffee break here. Since I'm outside, and it is still a little warm here this time of year, I'm opting for some cold brew. Oh, yeah. That there are some people who are very outdoorsy. They love to hike and camp and mountain climb, kayak and everything. I've definitely done my fair share of some outdoor activities. I have gone camping before. I have gone out to the lake. I've swum in the ocean. I've done horseback riding, kayaking. All very, very fun activities, but definitely ones that require a lot of planning. And for me, a lot of mental and physical preparation to just be like, okay, just need to be prepared. I know I'm not working on the waves right now. I'm just working on the ribbing. But I know that eventually when I get to the wave part of these shorts, one of my favorite parts about working that design is how you move up and down, going short stitches to tall stitches to short stitches, just back and forth and over and over. And it's very much like the gentle lapping of the waves that helps kind of soothe you and put you to sleep, or makes you just feel really relaxed and at ease. And that's actually one thing I really like about wave motifs in general, is that they are a great reflection of the waves that occur in nature. And I don't mean just waves on water. So if you know anything about how sleep works, you know that our brains are emitting waves every time we're, doing anything, but they're definitely emitting waves when we're sleeping. And one of the wave patterns that they have found, they have labeled theta waves. And I believe those are the waves that happen when you're in your deepest sleep. And I love that kind of image of being in your deepest, most relaxed state. Your body is in a complete moment of stillness. It's not moving. It's just breathing. But also, it's healing. So that's when your body is repairing its cells, storing its memories, processing the experiences of the day, recovering from all the trials and tribulations you may have experienced. But those waves are a huge part of that healing and rejuvenation process. So it's just amazing to me that waves, just this simple up and down motion can have such powerful and profound impact on our health and well-being. And also is a great reminder that we are part of the natural rhythms of the world around us. I know a lot of times, especially with how we exist in the modern world with, technology, gadgets, we have to go to work, how society is set up, everything like that. We oftentimes forget that no matter what we do, we can never fully, truly separate ourselves from nature because we ourselves are part of it. And sometimes it's really great to reconnect with that part of ourselves, like how I'm doing here, where I'm using modern technology. I'm using a crochet hook that was manufactured in a factory, yarn that was spun in a mill, and dyed by hand using electricity and ovens and things like that. But I'm doing it at a park surrounded by trees and water and birds and squirrels and deer, all living just symbiotically with the waves of the natural state. And it's just a moment to breathe. And even just breathing itself is a very natural wave-like action, going in and out, mimicking the up and downs of natural waves, the waves that are formed by our heartbeats, the movement of our blood, going back and forth and back and forth. So really, all things can be connected back to its most natural state, which is, in fact, a wave-like structure, which, if you know anything about physics, I've been watching a lot of physics videos lately. One of the big things that has been a huge part of modeling the real world, the universe around us, is that particles, atoms, protons, neutrons, all of that, are all existing as both solid pieces of matter, but also as waves, which is why they tend to behave as both particles and waves at the same time. Well, friends, one of the things about nature is that this time of year, the sun is in its lowest part of its wave cycle, where it sets fairly early. So it's going to start getting dark a little soon here. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you for today. But I do appreciate you joining me in the great outdoors as we craft it together. If you liked this, feel free to give the video a thumbs up, and also feel free to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can keep up with the next episode. In the meantime, I hope you have a nice, peaceful, and relaxing rest of your day. Bye-bye.